Okay, guys, welcome to Fishing the Garden State. I ran out of time in daylight to shoot the comparison video the way I wanted to, which was me on camera. So we're going to go to the old way, the way we've been doing the unboxings, and it seems to be the popular way for the unboxing. So we're going to go this way. So here we are, September 2016, standard blue bass box, standard MTB tackle box, the mystery tackle box, standard bass edition, both boxes. Stay tuned for my thoughts on what box was the winner. Alright, so let's get into this, guys. Open up our LTB and our MTB. So, how we got to do this, and we'll run it down like we always do, is we're going to go bait card for bait card, or in this case, bait magazine for bait card. Either way, I don't mind it being in the magazine. You're already printing a magazine. That's a way you can put more money into the lures instead of that. So, hey, I don't mind. Alright, so first up, Lunker Hunt's first bait on the board. $6.99. It's the Lunker Hunt Natural Series Hatch Spin. It's a $6.99 bait. That is this guy here. I've had a lot of success with Lunker Hunt's frogs. We'll see how this does. Worried about it only having one treble hook, them hitting that spinner, but it's going to be, I'm curious to see how it works. So, bait number one, moving bait. It is moving time of the year of the fall. Bass are going to be feeding heavily to try to bulk up before winter. So, should draw plenty of attention. Should get a lot of fish on this, hopefully. So, bait number one, $6.99, Lunker Hunt Hatch Spin. Bait number one for Mystery Tackle Box, and already it won based on value, $11.99 versus $6.99, so that's a big factor, and that's the Skinny Bear Deep 2.5. So that Skinny Bear crankbait is this guy here. I have to say it's a nice little sexy shad pattern, blue back, nice big bill on it there. It's going to dive deep, I'm guessing, over 10 feet. Two nice little treble hooks on there. Didn't pull it out to see how sharp it is. Doesn't sound like there's any rattle in this crankbait, so it's a quiet crank. Sure, it's got pretty big wobble with that gigantic bill on it. But honestly, I have to say I gotta go value. I mean, just alone when you're paying $15 for a box, and retail-wise, now granted this is suggested retail. Whether any of us will actually see this bait for sale in stores somewhere, maybe Tackle Warehouse, but that's hard to say. But I gotta go value-wise. So Mystery Tackle Box, you won. Bait number one. All right, bait number two. Biowa 4.8 Prison Worm. It's a $5.99 5-pack. That's this guy's here. So any of you that have watched my channel know what I am with stick baits. You know the stick bait that I use. I am a Gary Yamamoto fan, willing to give these a try to see how they work in relation to it. You can see the ribs on it. Kind of looks a little like a Biospawn and a Senko all in one. You can see right in there there's some hook lines to make rigging easier and simpler. But anyway, $5.99 soft plastic. Go to bait number two for Mystery. And suspending crankbait at $5.49. Let's get the focus back there. There we go. $5.49 Baker Lure suspending crankbait. That is this guy here. Looks like a nice bait. Another blue back crankbait. Now, not a bad. I've not fished many suspending crankbaits. It doesn't look like a bad bait, but honestly, mystery tackle box. I think you had to one. It's technically 50 cents less in value, but I kind of like the crankbait. It's a cool color, sharp. Yes, 2 crankbaits in a box. Not necessarily something I would endure. Would like to have seen another hard bait on this side, which it's here. It's here. Don't worry, it's here. So we'll see how that relates when it comes up against a soft bait in here, and it will. So let's see how that comes down. So bait number 3. And let's try to do, I'm going to do this different this time. We're going to pair it based on value, the way I've done it all along. So mustad. Now there's 2 in here at the same value, so let's go value for value and see if it kind of holds true here. So we'll go with the bait at $4.99 first, as opposed to the mustad hooks. We'll see how it offsets. So it's the Custom Lures Unlimited. It's the zero gravity jig. Oop, knocked something out. Nice jig. It's a little flipping jig, archy head. Got a nice little arced head to it. It's got a nice color to it. A little shimmery shad imitation. Nice white jig. Clear water. I think this thing's going to be killer, to be honest. I know some guys have commented on previous videos they didn't like it, but tell you what, I seem to think it's beautiful in the package. We'll see how it does when we get it out there. So that was $4.99 for that jig by Custom Lures. So the next one in terms of value is the Ultimate Strike Minnow by B8 Labs. That is this guy here. So, like I just did, and I got to hold true kind of where I'm thinking. I took soft bait, gave hard bait over soft bait. I am a sucker for the hard baits in the boxes. Not that this is not an interesting looking swim bait. It is the 3rd moving bait, where here we don't quite have that many as far as moving baits. They're slower. We have a moving bait here. There's another moving bait in there, but Yesser is changing up the pattern. We're fishing top, middle, bottom over here. So far this is all, moving baits. Lucky tackle box. So we are now 2 to 1 with 2 baits to go. I knocked something down here, and that is my next bait, so I had to pick that up. It is a $4.99 Mustad Big Mouth Special Pack hooks. Now, $4.99 for 2 hooks and 2 swivels. Hey, not concerning. I am going to change this. I'm going to go bait for bait. I'm changing this. So hook versus hook. Everybody can argue the fact of why I'm doing this in a minute. But hook versus hook. Fat Gap Worm tube hook, $1.40, 2-pack. There we go. Hook versus hook. Not that I use the swivels. You did get more out of this. But it's 2 hooks. I mean, the swivels can't account for much. 50-50. 1.5, 2.5, 1 bait to go. We could have our first tie. We could have a win. So, last bait in the box is Lake Lunkers, Flopping Frog, 6-pack, full pack, soft plastics. That is these guys here. And I tell you what, I've struggled to find a topwater toad style bait that I've liked due to the thickness, the feel of the plastic, and these things feel soft. It's kind of that gooey gummy sensation. They got great legs for the kicking action. I love this bait. I'm excited to throw this bait. I got all different hooks. Horny toad hooks, the worm hooks, everything that can do to make this. Those swivels are in there to keep from line twists, probably for fishing this, but that's a great bait. I love the look of this bait. So that was Lucky Tackle Box, the comparison bait, and that is the Big Bite Baits salt tubes. $2.40 at a 4-pack. It's normally $5.49 for a 10-pack. Yes, it is a sample pack. And no, I did not get 4. I got 5 somehow. Supposed to be a 4-pack? I got 5. Hey, extra bait, extra tube. Never fished tubes before. I got the tubes, I believe it was Lucky Tackle Box a month or so ago, or maybe 2 months now, the tubby tubes. I bought some tube jigs. I'm excited to try it. Never been a big tube person, so this is my second pack of tubes ever, but I think it's going to be hard to beat this frog and that kicking action that those legs are going to draw. So that leaves us 2.5 to 2.5 is the first month that I feel value-wise and what you got. It's a tie. However, Mystery Tackle Box did the biggest in value if you add up the retail value. Retail value is great, but does it catch fish? That's going to be the biggest thing. So retail value, you know, Mystery kind of won out there with that $11.99 Skinny Bear crankbait. I've never heard of Skinny Bear before, so I don't know how well they are. Could just be me. But it's a tie. So, in my opinion, a tie, box versus box. Thanks, guys, for watching this episode of Fishing the Garden State. Let me know what you thought, how you thought they came out. I switched it up and put hook versus hook as opposed to putting hook versus plastic or bait. It just doesn't match up well. Hook's supposed to go against hook. I felt the swivels carried no true value to give LTB the win over MTB. So I figured the best thing in this video and this time has been a tie. First time they've ever tied. Normally something always had the edge to push it over, but it was a tie. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll run through a recap of bait versus bait.
About to turn it on.